yes, I've been a vegan for more than 16 years. Time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it? So last year, I made a video about my 15 years as vegan and like what they don't tell you about going plant-based for that long amount of time, you know, like the unexpected effects. And no, I can assure you, protein deficiency is not one of them. So today I wanted to like look back over those 16 years and talk about my struggles with this. Like, does a vegan life get harder or easier the longer you stick to it? And what has been the biggest hurdles and like lessons and what I find to be the almost like most unbearable aspect of being vegan? So let's back up. 16 years ago, when I decided to quit animal products.
She looks like Elizabeth Olsen. She looks like the Scarlet Witch. Something, but she even talks kind of like the Scarlet Witch, that fake accent that she has in the first time you meet the Scarlet Witch, and she has that weird accent from, I don't know, she's from Leukemia or Brezhnev. I don't forget where she's supposed to be from, but she's supposed to be from some country where she has an accent, and that lady sounds like she's got the same accent as the Scarlet Witch. Is this another I'm no longer plant-based dieter videos? I don't think so. I don't know. It says 16 years, my struggle with veganism. 16 years. That's a long time to struggle with anything. If she's saying it's a struggle, I want to know. She's kind of cute. Of course, Omar. Is this another? I don't know. When I was a kid, every first thing I do was kill my character just to see how each main character dies in each game. Yeah, that's what I would do too. But games are different now. It used to be you'd play and you'd find out who kills what and stuff like that, and you just like explore the game. But now it's like you're doing it for hundreds of hours, you see? And I think that people can get stuck in these loops. I'm not really sure though, but what do I know? Yeah, it seems strange.
This was like back in what? Early 2008, or was it maybe late 2007 probably? And I was actually a bit nervous about taking like this big dietary step. And I was nervous for 3 reasons mainly. First of all, I thought I would miss some of my favorite foods like goat cheese, gorgonzola, and like Swedish Västerbotten cheese. As you can hear, I was a cheesehead. And yes, I do think that cheese was the only thing that I was a bit nervous about quitting. I had already been vegetarian since I was 11. So really, considering how ridiculously easy I found that step to be when I was 11, I probably should have realized that this next step wouldn't be much harder. And plot twist, it wasn't harder at all. I didn't like miss cheese. This was like not of my struggles as a vegan. Shocking to hear, I know, especially considering that it seems like cheese is the one thing most people worry about when considering going plant-based. And it's no surprise really, since I mean, we know that cheese is an addictive food chemically. So yes, cheese is probably hardest to let go of for most people. But for me anyway, once you do, it's like so very much easier than it seemed. The second reason I was nervous was because I thought, or I was convinced actually, that I was making a health sacrifice for this.
She really likes this double image thing, doesn't she? She really likes this double image, and then she makes one darker for a second, making the health sacrifice. And she really likes large wrinkled linen shirts.
On my ethics, because yes, I am an ethical.
She's wearing a large linen. She's ethical
vegan. I made the decision because I couldn't support the animal industries anymore after seeing, you know, all the abuse and trauma that we put animals through to get milk and eggs and the rest of it. So I had been bombarded with information telling me that I wouldn't get enough protein, iron, B12, etc., but mostly just protein. Back then, there was like an obsession with protein, and everyone ate.
Back then, it's still
so much of it that I feel like horrible for the kidneys when I think about it. Anyway, B12, I make sure to get as a supplement, and vitamin D, especially in like the darker months. But I've tested myself so many times over these 16 years, you know, doing blood tests, and I've never even been close to having a deficiency. Usually doctors tend to like compliment me on my blood, if you excuse me.
Compliment me on my blood. I never drink wine. I compliment you on your blood, ma'am. Allow me to compliment you on your blood. I want to drink your blood. Yeah, I think it's so stupid. This cheese thing is ridiculous. It's very, very stupid. But whatever my cheese. I want to eat. I'm a little baby. I'm so sick of people like, but what would I eat? I don't know. Figure it out. You're a fucking adult, you piece of shit. Stop murdering. I'm glad I became a vegan. Y'all bless all the animals. Y'all bless all the animals, y'all. Mm-hmm. These fucking people, and they're like, "I don't want to do it. It's so hard. It's so fucking hard. I don't know. I can't even do it. Man, what am I gonna do?" You're a fucking grown up. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. God, it makes me crazy that people talk like that. You're a fucking adult. Adult. Be an adult. Shit. David, you think it's funny, huh? Yeah, David thinks it's funny. Even David thinks it's funny. Even David knows it's not hard to not abuse animals. It's not hard.
Taking a moment to brag here, but I'm not like religious.
Taking a moment to brag about my blood. Blood. Blood, my blood is so perfect. I want to drink your blood. It's you know what? I don't think I've ever had my blood work done. And you know what? I feel like $1 million fucking dollars. Why are people always so concerned about their blood? Why are people so concerned about their blood and their eye? Like, if you feel okay, bro, are you fucking so sickly that you feel sick all the time? Like, drink some goddamn water. Here we go. It's delicious. Drink some durian water. Drink some sugar. Drink some sugar. You'll be fine. Duckula. Is Chip? I wish Chip were here. He could do it. I want to drink your blood. Yes. Blood for sale. Great small business idea. Well, that's what the Veterinarians of America were doing. Remember they were doing they were buying blood. Don't forget that thing about horse riding that Marielle was talking about. Horses, there are farms where horses are just donating blood. Dogs too. Dogs like greyhounds just donating blood, just vampire, just blood, so they can keep it, and then they can use it in veterinary practices or in horse racing. Because just like how Lance Armstrong used blood doping, where he took his own blood that had more like white blood cells ready to go, and because when he works out, you lose a lot of like the nutrients in your blood because you're using it, right? So then he would transfuse the blood that he had donated earlier into himself, and he would get a new sense of invigoration, basically vampiring himself. Well, they do that in horse racing in order to keep the horses more active and constantly working out and things like that. They blood dope the horses, and you can't really trace it. It's really difficult because it's just blood. It's not a drug. Yeah? You get me? So they have a bunch of horses that just have these things in their neck, just draining them from blood all the time. That's that horse's whole life. That horse's whole life. Oh, we treat horses so well, better than we treat humans. Really? Really? More red blood cells. That's what I mean. That's what I meant. Sorry. Thank you, nerds like us. Thank you, nerds, for helping me out. Yep. Mm-hmm. Durian rider. There's money to be made, mate. You can ride Lance Armstrong. He made millions of dollars, mate. Millions of dollars. It's just an excuse. It's just an excuse.
It's about macro or micronutrients. Like, I'm interested in health, but I'm not like a health freak that way. I just eat what feels good. And I've had like the same diet for like the last 10 years. So how I'm feeling in combination with what different blood tests have told me, I'm doing really good. One thing that has changed during these 16 years, like massively changed.
Yes, massively changed.
Is that the general public no longer thinks it's a health sacrifice to go plant-based, but instead in general, quite a big health benefit. I want to say a huge thank you to Copilot Fitness for sponsoring this video. You might remember me talking about them back in December when I had just started exercising.
Next.
And yes, my biceps are definitely increasing. I need like a workout schedule that's much more flexible. But why take my word for it when you can try it? Terrorists releasing minks from mink farms and
vegan equals militant terrorist. Okay, now you're talking.
bombing slaughter trucks.
Bombing
Granted, I
slaughter
wasn't
trucks?
ethical or like a political vegan.
When the hell did we bomb slaughter trucks? Where was I? Where wait a second. We're bombing slaughter trucks? Did I miss the call? Next time, okay, listen guys, if you want to bomb a slaughter truck, give your boy a little ringy poo. There's 3 acceptable forms of spam in life: corn emojis, journey, and durian rada.
But I had no plans of making my activism go beyond like talking about it online and, you know, after me. Nowadays, I think when people picture a vegan, they picture, you know, like the yoga chic health vegan in the oat milk aisle, you know, much less scary than the bomb-throwing terrorist of 2008. Actually, I looked this up quickly, and today in the UK, 3 to 4% of the population is actually vegan, and another 6% are vegetarian. The numbers are really similar in Sweden, like 4% vegan, 6%.
Oh, she's Swedish. She says that 4% of this woman's saying that 4% of Sweden is vegan. Do not let our friend. Am I frozen? Damn it. Yeah, she's vegan. She says she's vegan. Yeah, she's vegan for 16 years. So, yeah, she's vegan. Put a penny in the Wi-Fi meter. Man, I'm in a hotel. I'm traveling America. I'm a professional activist trying to go across America. Can't you just give me a break? Can't you just give me a fucking break? Can't you just give me a fucking break? I have 5G on this. Maybe we should just switch over to the other Wi-Fi. If this keeps happening, we'll switch over to the other Wi-Fi. Okay. Omar, what are you sorry about? Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry to me. I'm just another vegan.
Vegetarian. But back in 2008, David and I were the only vegan.
Those two look like Swedish vegans. This is what Swedish vegans look like. They kind of look like American vegans, just like like funnier outfits. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's 4%. Don't tell Eisel that it's 4%. He'll freak out. If you tell Eisel that it's 4%, he's gonna freak out. Do not tell him that. He will not take that lying down. He will tell everyone that they have shit for brains and everybody's stupid. That's what he will say. Because anyone who believes that's stupid. Gah. Hi, SJ. Skyjack? That's me, Skyjack. Hey, SJ. I apologize to the respectful lady. I called her B as in beautiful. Oh, that's nice. I like that. B as in beautiful. I'm into it.
Vegans that we knew, there were like almost no vegan meat substitutes, and we had to like go to a very tiny, very smelly organic shop to find tofu. Times have changed.
Is that tofu?
But what about the other 90%, the omnivores? Well, I was really happy to read that, listen to this, in the last 20 years, milk consumption has halved in the UK, and only in the last 10 years, meat consumption is down 14%.
I like how small her captions are. They're tiny. You can't even see them. Can you even see that? It says meat consumption down 14%. She's got a really cool kind of like IKEA aesthetic. Now that I know that she's Swedish, I really just think of her as like an IKEA lover. Yeah. Hello, is turning veganese. I really think so.
With 40% of meat eaters saying that they're actively trying to reduce their meat consumption. So it's not just that veganism is growing, it's that omnivores are becoming more aware and careful of not consuming as much animal products. So it seems like, yes, we are going through a massive shift in how we look at our diet from a combined standpoint of health and ethics. And I do believe that one day we will look back at all this and be just horrified by what we used to put other animals through,
I think
just
that's
because
true.
we like the chemical intoxication of cheese and, yes, the smell of bacon. So all the struggles I had, the fear of deficiencies, the difficulty of finding good vegan products in the food shop and at restaurants, and like the perception of vegans and the endless non-stop uncomfortable questions at dinner parties. As a sort of early adopter, Vanguard Vegan back then, we had to like reply to so many.
Vanguard. She's a Vanguard Vegan 16 years ago? That's amazing. Am I a Vanguard Vegan? I think I'm a Vanguard Vegan. I went vegan in 2005. She went vegan in like 2009. So, I mean, 2010, I think she went vegan, right? No, 2008, something like that. I can't do math. It's funny how every carny I talk to says they buy humane meat and try to reduce their meat consumption. Every single one. I don't eat those. I'm against that. I only buy humane meat from my uncle's farm. Everyone's uncle farm. That's all they do. They never eat fast food either, ever. Never eat fast food.
Quite frankly, ridiculous questions like, what will we do with all the grass? Or like, would you eat a pig if it was on a deserted island?
She obviously isn't doing any outreach in Arkansas because they still talk like that, honey. I don't know your name. That's why I called you honey. Not to be what is this person's name? I don't even know. Let's see. What's this person's name? Her name is Jenny Mustard. Jenny Mustard. I haven't subscribed because I haven't finished. I wanted to see this video before I subscribe. She has 500,000 subscribers, and none of you know who she is. She has 500,000 subscribers. 500,000 subscribers. And none of you know who she is. That's funny. Come on. She's got more followers. She's got more subscribers than Vegan Gains by like 200,000. 200,000 more than Vegan Gains.
Oh man, the protein. Seriously, back then, saying you were vegan, every Joe Schmo was all of a sudden a nutrition scientist with a special expertise in amino acids. This phase of my vegan journey is long.
Uh-oh. She said it. She said journey. I wouldn't mind having 500,000 subscribers. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having 500,000 subscribers too. She has 500,000 subscribers. Jenny Mustard. She's doing great. And none of you knew who she was.
Since over though. I would say by 2013, 2014, the plant-based boom had happened and like omnivores had simply got used to having us around and seeing firsthand that we were neither anemic or suffered muscle atrophy. So it was all fine, live and let live, etc. So what then? What's the struggle still today? If I'm happy health-wise and appetite-wise and in how society now perceives me, what is still the one relentless, never-ending struggle of my vegan journey? Well, I mean, I told you I became vegan because I simply couldn't stand the way the animal industries treat other sentient animals that can feel physical and emotional pain. So I checked this too, and the latest estimation I found from 2023, it was estimated that we kill about 92 billion animals every year for food, and that's just the land animals. There's no way of knowing how many fish we kill because they are measured in weight, not in lives. So 92 billion. It's impossible to even have like a response to this, isn't it? And this number is higher than ever before. And for me, the thing I can't stand to think about is not the fact that these 92 billion animals are killed. It's how they are treated from the day they're born until the day they're killed, the conditions they live under and the pain that they go through. So I'm sorry to talk about upsetting things, but my struggle with being an ethical vegan is that even though life has become so much easier for us vegans, it hasn't for the animals. The number of people who decide to go plant-based around the world hasn't yet offset the increase in meat consumption globally. Not to mention the environmental impact, of course, like with this increase of animal products. So no matter if you care about animal welfare or if you care about your own dietary health, we should at least all have in common to care about the planet because, well, it's not like environmental disasters in the future. It's already here. And I mean, we know that the number one biggest change that us, civilians can do for the planet is to go plant-based. So my struggle with veganism is to not become too complacent. I don't want to think that just because I'm not touching the stuff that I can sort of relax. Because even though there's more and more of us cutting down on or completely scrapping animal products, and we're moving in the right direction that way, we're still moving in the wrong direction as for the planet and for animal welfare. And look, if you think I'm being sensationalist or exaggerating, feel free to look this up yourself. The images are there. The animal abuse is not like the odd case. It's systemic. The practice of these farms to be like as financially efficient as they are is built on routine abuse. Even in the UK, even in Sweden, who, pride themselves on having one of the best animal welfare legislation in the world, it's worldwide. So, usually when
every country, you ever notice that every country claims to have the best welfare standards worldwide? Like every single country thinks that. The British are like, no, we're the best animal welfare. If you go to Germany, they say the same thing. Best animal welfare in the world. If you go to America, they're like, no, we're way better than those dirty Europeans. It's always the same. Sweden, they're like, those other Europeans, we're the best. We're the best. We have the best animal welfare. Just look, even in Sweden, where we have the best, it's you hear what she says? It's so fucking crazy. Even though she's like, I don't want to talk. She's an ethical vegan, so like I can't really fault her too much, But like this whole idea that even in Sweden, where we have the greatest animal welfare standards in the world. Fuck off. Everybody says that. It's no one treats slaves well. Nobody. My Germany journey. Everyone's got a journey. The Venezuela has the best welfare standard. Yeah, Venezuela has the best welfare standards of any animal. Anyone who is enslaving animals, they have the best.
I talk about this stuff. I stick to the positive aspect of like how it makes me feel both physically and mentally and, taste bud wise to be vegan. But today I decided to talk about the background to this decision of mine to not consume animal products. Simply because once you do sit down and inform yourself about what these industries are like and what goes on inside the farms, you can never unsee it. And it will change like your view on humanity, that we can have the cruelty to create an industry this horrific and that we're still somehow supporting it to go on. We as a society need to step it up. Like, we need to stop giving our money to the one industry that contributes to by far the most suffering and one of the industries with the biggest environmental impact. So if you're on the fence, if you've been considering a more plant-based diet, my suggestion would be to consider this. On almost an everyday basis.
First, consider not putting your watch on the outside of your shirt. I fucking hate that. What is she doing? And the bracelet on the outside too? Like, what are you doing? Lady, what are you doing?
We will like rotate the same 5 or 6 dishes for lunch and dinner every day. And then, maybe we will eat out or cook something more fun on the weekend. But for our everyday basic...
Oh, now she's boring me. Hold on. Let's go back to what?
Start rotating them. That would make you like, what, 90% vegan? Like having oat milk with...
Oh, you lost me. 90% vegan? Go to hell. I'm not interested in 90% vegan. Fuck you.